All right. Hi, everybody. And thank you so much for joining our webinar today, Fundraising with Heart. We're really excited to have this second edition of the Heart Champion webinar program, and really thrilled to have you all join us today. I'm Gina Petty, the Executive Director of the Sudden Cardiac Arrest Foundation. I'm joined by our chair, Joe Farrell. Joe, do you want to introduce yourself?
Hi, everyone. I really appreciate you being part of this webinar. It's so important. The Sudden Cardiac Arrest Foundation as the chair, and I'm also a survivor and rescuer of victims of sudden cardiac arrest. It means a lot to me, and I'm sure to you. And we need your help. In this day and age with nonprofits, it's donations are hard to come by, and you're kind of our soldiers on the ground, the grassroots. And I really appreciate you attending this. And I'm hoping that we will learn a lot from Gina on this webinar, and thank her for putting it together. And thank you for being willing to help us out. We really need you. Thank you.
Thanks, Joe. I also just want to shout out and introduce Lee Nathans from our board. Hi, Lee. Lee is the chair of our development committee. So, Lee, do you want to give any remarks? Oh, it's not working. Your sound is not working. Sorry. That's okay. Maybe we'll come back to you for remarks. Okay, thanks. So thank you everybody for joining. So today's agenda is on the slides. Most of what we're going to talk about is really the importance of fundraising, how it impacts our work at the foundation, why it's important, and how you can use some of our new tools and resources to fundraise in your community as Heart Champions. So I always like to kick us off with some introductions, just so that we can get a sense of who's in the Zoom room with us. So if you're comfortable, go ahead and put in the chat your name, your location, and your favorite summer activity or treat. And since I'm doing the slides, I'm not going to try to type, but I'll start us off. So I'm Gina. I am based outside of Albany, New York, in a town called Del Mar in upstate New York. And my favorite summertime activity, aside from vacationing, I have a very strong, I really love going, it's soft serve ice cream season in the summer. And so that's my favorite summer pastime, is going to find the best soft serve ice creams with my kids around the area. And also, we're a small enough group, so if you would prefer to unmute and introduce yourself, that's totally fine too.
Hey, this is Craig Erickson with the Pulse Point Foundation. I'll take the liberty of doing that. And I'm based here in northern Minnesota in the Duluth area. And obviously, being here, my number one summer activity is fishing.
Awesome.
Well, thanks for having this webinar. Appreciate it.
Thank you for joining, Craig. All right, we're seeing some good, nice, fun stuff, spending time with family, going to some baseball games, golfing, basketball. Awesome. All right, well, I'm glad that you're all here, and please keep introducing yourself in the chat as we continue, but it's great to have everybody here, and we have a lot of different locations, I think, represented also, which is cool. So just to kind of, reorient us to, the foundation, our vision is to eliminate preventable death and disability from sudden cardiac arrest and to support people affected by sudden cardiac arrest. And our mission is to raise public awareness and promote initiatives that help save lives through education, research, and community. It is our 20th anniversary this year, so we're really excited to celebrate the great work that's been done over the past 20 years, and also looking forward to what's to come. And so certainly funding, these initiatives is a pertinent conversation. So thank you again for your interest in joining us today. And I wanted to give a special thanks, shout out to all of our partners. We could not do our work without you, so thank you to all of our partners listed here on the screen. So some of our key initiatives that we use our funding to support include the Cardiac Arrest Survivor Alliance, or CASA program. We are the co-host, co-leaders of the Call Push Shock campaign with Parent Heart Watch. We do two major awards, which will actually both be presented this December at the Cardiac Arrest Survival Summit in Phoenix. So we have the People Saving People Award, as well as the video contest. We a big part of what we do is awareness campaigns. So certainly during these key campaign moments, being February American Heart Month, CPR and AED week, it's the first week of June, and then October is Sudden Cardiac Arrest Awareness Month. And certainly I know you've all seen all of the emails and the communications about our first ever annual Ready to Respond campaign for Sudden Cardiac Arrest Training Week. So and we'll talk more about how to support that campaign shortly. We are also an information clearinghouse with a robust website and lots of different information, statistics, resources on our site. And then the Heart Champion program is one of our latest programs. So we are really excited to have these core focus of our work. So if you joined us for our first kickoff with the Heart Champion program, we kind of took a deep dive into what Heart Champions do. So we know that, there's lots of different ways that you can be a champion and raise awareness in your community. So for some people, you might be interested in doing trainings, hosting events, sharing facts, doing presentations, helping to advise us at the foundation. But the one that we're going to talk about today is this fundraising bullet here. So really thinking about how to fundraise locally in the community to help us continue our mission work. And since we last spoke in the launch session, we've grown the Heart Champion program, so we have nearly 160 champions currently. If you are not yet signed up as a champion, go ahead and scan this QR code on your screen, and all of that does is just it's a quick form. You can indicate your areas of interest, and it puts you on our Heart Champion newsletter list, so you can get all of the latest updates and access to our Heart Champion toolkit. So thank you all for your involvement as a Heart Champion. So to dive into the topic of fundraising and why it matters, I think many of us, everyone here probably is very familiar with the statistics and the importance of sudden cardiac arrest being a public health issue. But knowing the annual occurrence and knowing that about 90% are fatal with only a 10% survival rate, but that the importance of bystander intervention could actually double or triple survival rates. That we, as the Sudden Cardiac Arrest Foundation, we're a leading national nonprofit that's focused on raising awareness and amplifying education and outreach about the importance of CPR and AED training, supporting survivors and families who have been affected. And so we are really working to ensure that more people are ready to respond in the case of emergencies, and ultimately, we can't do our work without being able to fund it. And so donations and financial support, support all of these initiatives that I shared on the screen prior. So many people, this webinar is open to anybody who's interested in making a difference. You don't have to be a fundraiser. And so that might be your initial responses. I'm not a fundraiser, but how do I participate and how do I support our work? And that's okay. Lots of people, are not always eager to jump into fundraising. And to be honest, initially, I didn't really care for it either. Now I love it. I love asking for, for fundraising and looking for funds to support our work. But initially, it can be somewhat, intimidating sometimes too. So, but I'm here to ease those concerns. So, you really don't have to be a fundraiser. You don't have to have any specific experience. You don't even have to, ask for money. You can host, promote, share, and engage in a lot of different ways that ultimately can turn into fund development work. But really the most important thing is for us, for the tools that we utilize, is the passion of our supporters and of our network. And so the storytelling ability and the how people can show up and share their story and talk so personally about why this cause is important is really impactful. And so I just wanted to kind of open with that there are definitely lots of different ways that you can contribute your skills and your experience and your story that align with your comfort level and what you are looking to do to support, our foundation. But every effort is important, and collectively, I think that we can make a big impact. And fundraising, also is awareness building, so certainly they go hand in hand, and it's really important to spread the word about this important issue as well. So research has shown, lots of different research on fundraising and donor engagement and outreach has shown that really the most important thing is that you need to care about the cause and invite others to care too. But research has shown that about 88% of donors say that they give because someone they know asked them to. So having that personal connection and that personal ask has really been shown to be very impactful. The number one the number one reason that people do not donate is because they were never asked to. And so just having that out there as a reason, I think is really telling. And then also people are most likely to give to the people who they trust. So having that personal connection, knowing that their friend or their loved one or their relative supports an organization personally because they are trustworthy and they find the organization to be reputable, that goes a long way. And so just having those personal connections and relations is really really helpful. So again, we're not looking for anyone to go out and like pressure people to donate or, to do anything like that, but it's really just to share your story, share information, invite them to join you in supporting a cause that you really care about and that's personally meaningful to you. So today we're going to talk about 5 ways and 5 ideas that we have put together to make an impact in your community. So we're going to go through each of these ideas one by one, but we have a new platform for peer-to-peer fundraising. We'll get into that. We will get into talking about the Ready to Respond campaign and how we can tie in some fundraising if you are hosting something during October. Also the capitalizing on October, thinking about doing a pumpkin decorating contest. We have some new tools to create your own fundraiser and some guidance on that. And then finally, supporting our ongoing $20 for 20 years campaign in recognition of SCAF's 20th anniversary. So the first one is something that I think we're really excited about here at the foundation, but we have created a new fundraising platform. The platform is called Classy, and it's also connected with GoFundMe, if you've seen those campaigns. So it's a product of that company. But basically, this is a way that you can set up your own fundraising page. You can join a team of fundraisers. You can do an individual page. You can create your own team and invite other people to join your team. There's lots of different ways to participate. The process itself is pretty simple, but right now we have 3 different ways that you can set up a fundraising page. So there's one campaign running for our 20th anniversary. There's one campaign set up to collect donations around Ready to Respond for our October campaign. And then the third one is a new program that we've just launched, Hearts Honored and Remembered. And so this is an opportunity to create a tribute page in honor of or in memory of someone. So there are those three options right now. And so probably many of you have seen, pages like this where you have the ability to personalize the page, customize it with sharing your story. You can upload pictures and photos and really make it personally meaningful to you. And then basically it takes a few minutes to set up your page. It will give you a link, and then you can share that page on your social media. You can email to people just to share and invite people to join you in supporting these different causes. Joe, I'd love if you could share, because I know you've set up a page. Could you share some insight on what that process was like for you?
Sure, I'd love to. It's, as Gina said, there's 3 avenues to set up a page. I set one up for the 2020 our anniversary on Facebook and set a goal, a fundraising goal of $500. I did it 2 weeks ago. It took me literally less than 5 minutes to set up. I did a little personal story about my surviving and that kind of stuff, and my involvement with Sun Cardiac Arrest Foundation as chair. It's very simple to do, and I've already collected $450. Actually, most of my donations came in within the first week. So I don't know, I might have to donate $50 to beat my goal. What do you think? Unless one of you will donate to my page. So anyway, that's just a little tidbit. It's very easy to do. I don't know, Lee, do you have a question, comment? You're muted.
Muted.
You're muted, Lee. You're muted, Lee. We can't hear you. All right.
Okay,
He's
maybe.
trying to talk. Anyway,
Yeah.
Gina, I hope that suffices. Anyway,
Yes,
thanks.
thank you. Thank you. Well, I too have set up a page. So so Joe is kind of my friendly competition there. So I'm hoping to reach my goal before Joe. So if anybody would like to support my page, you're welcome to do that as well. But we also have so this kind of walks you through the process. If you go to our website, which I will send a link to after this call, on our webpage, all of these links are there, and you can choose the campaign that you wish to start. And there's also a quick start guide document available for download on our website, and so that really walks you through the process with screenshots and everything. Oh, Lee is willing to donate to get your goal, Joe. So congratulations. Thanks, Lee. Um, but yeah, thank you for your insight, Joe, because the goal with this is to make it, really easy to use and not to be a burden. Oh my gosh, I'm going the wrong way. Here we go. Not to be a time burden for people. So the process itself is hopefully quick and easy. But if you have any technical questions, you're also welcome to reach out to me as well. The second option or way that we're going to discuss today to fundraise is, and this is especially relevant if you're planning or participating in a Ready to Respond event in October. So Ready to Respond is our awareness sudden cardiac arrest training week in October, which is October 12th to 18th. So this is especially nice and complimentary if you're hosting an event, a training event in your community, to be able to reach out to local businesses like a store or a restaurant or a cafe, places like that, to approach them to see if they would be willing to do a register roundup campaign. And so the idea with this is to ask a local business if they would be willing to have the option at their checkout to round up. So if the total bill was $9.25, round it up to $10, and then SCAF would get 75 cents of that. And the idea would be that the businesses could do that throughout, ideally throughout October, the month of sudden cardiac arrest awareness month, or if they wanted to do it for a shorter amount of time to align it with the training week, the 12th to 18th. And then ultimately the business would donate that rounded up amount to the foundation. And so this is a really nice way to involve the community and really make the training week feel like a community supported event, so that there's the training taking place, but also then to have the support of local businesses and others in the community to really show that support of sudden cardiac arrest education and awareness. So so that's an option too. We do have some draft language and templates. Like there's a letter in the Champion Toolkit that you can utilize to customize in your outreach. We also have a document of talking points for doing outreach during around October. So so hopefully those tools will be helpful as well. But certainly if you have a business in your community that you feel would be supportive of this, it never hurts to ask. So we would definitely appreciate that. A pumpkin decorating contest. So, you know, thinking about how the awareness month falls during October and Halloween, pumpkin time, another event that champions and other supporters can do in their local communities is to host a pumpkin decorating contest. So, a fun idea is to make, you know, encourage people to think creatively and decorate their pumpkins, either carve them or paint them with hearts. And this is a nice opportunity to, again, like raise awareness. So thinking about, can you partner with a local public location to display the entries and then get people talking about why are all these pumpkins painted with hearts, you know, and then have some literature there about sudden cardiac arrest. And so that could be a nice opportunity to work with a local library, a business, you know, places like that to host something like this. The way that we would fundraise with this is to suggest a nominal entry fee for people to submit a pumpkin. It could be $5 to $10, you know, it doesn't have to be a huge amount. Or you know, just a donation to participate is fine too. But, you know, just kind of having this as a nice opportunity to both raise awareness and raise a little bit of funding is always nice, a nice combination. So yeah, and this could also be something that could be a standalone event or perhaps be integrated, you know, during Ready to Respond or promoted during Ready to Respond. So if people are doing training the second week of October, invite them to, you know, to carve a pumpkin and to continue to support the cause throughout the month. So again, we have created some templates, social media, graphics, flyers, things like that, so that the idea for us is to, you know, we want it to be really easy and turnkey so that you have the tools that you need to get this implemented in your community. The next option that we have is to create your own fundraiser. So do a, you know, do it yourself kind of fundraiser, using your creativity and the connections and the passions that that you have. So some ideas are, you know, hosting a bake sale, seeing if like a local studio will donate a portion of their, you know, classes, or a restaurant night. You know, many of them will be willing to donate a percentage of their sales to a foundation. Doing something in your workplace with a dress down day, doing something in a school setting or a community location, things like that. And so there's lots of different opportunities to think about that. We do have a guide on our webpage, on our fundraising webpage, that that has a tip sheet, and I only put a couple of ideas here, but on the resource there's 20 ideas to get you started to think about what might work in your community. This is also something that, you know, can be done within like a school setting or by children. My daughter is going to host a lemonade stand for us this summer. So, you know, it's certainly something that like anybody can participate in. So, so yeah, just some other ideas there. And then the fifth option is to support our $20 for 20 years campaign. And so this is a really easy way of supporting our existing campaign. So this is running throughout 2025. We're asking people to donate $20 or a meaningful gift, a personally significant gift to them, to the foundation in honor of our 20th anniversary. And then we're also, suggesting as a kind of an add-on is, think about asking 20 friends to do the same. So, you can donate $20 and then ask 20 friends or family to do the same, and then it kind of is a ripple effect. And that's just on our webpage, and a quick click on the donate page for us for the SCAF website. So I know I've thrown a lot of ideas at you, but what I really want to share is that, like, we don't want you to feel like we're asking you to go out and raise a bunch of money for us without getting support from us. So we have worked to really cultivate resources and tools and tips and guidance to have available in the Champion Toolkit. And so if you scan this QR code, this takes you to our Champion Toolkit, where you will find all of these, all of the things listed on this screen, and then some other things too. But really, if there are things that you think should be in there that would be helpful to you that are not currently in there, please also feel welcome to reach out to me and suggest it. Because if you have the question, probably other people also would appreciate it. So never feel shy about reaching out if there's something that we can create for you or help customize for you. But these are some tools and resources to get started. And certainly if you're doing an in-person event, we're doing this right now for Ready to Respond. We're, figuring out how many people are hosting events, and we're going to ship them all a box of materials for their table. But if you are ever doing, a separate event aside from that, and would like to have some literature and some giveaways and things like that, just reach out and let us know about your event, and we can certainly send you some materials to be able to distribute as well. So I kind of touched on this already, but who can host a fundraiser for SCAF? And the answer is anybody. So really there's no requirement for being a fundraiser. Certainly people like Heart Champions, we appreciate your support with helping us to raise funding. But thinking about connecting with like local teachers, schools in your community, workplaces, working to reach out to your family and friends. Again, I mentioned like students and kids can do something in their local schools and sports teams and things like that. And fundraising can happen online or offline. So certainly there's a great opportunity to do in-person events and raise awareness in that way. But there's also certainly the opportunity to fundraise from the comfort of your own home, and being able to set up a virtual fundraising page through the new platform that we have as well. So there's, oh my goodness. So there's lots of different ways that people can kind of start to get fundraising underway, and then also think about how you can engage in your local community. These are some quick tips to kind of get started. Certainly sharing your story and why this cause is important to you, sharing compelling statistics, and we have a lot of these tools are on the Champion Toolkit website as well, to download some key talking points and statistics. Keep it simple and concise. Be clear and direct about what you're asking for. So asking, would you be willing to donate $20 for the 20 for 20 campaign? Sharing updates and milestones is really helpful, especially for those pages like we were looking at on the Classy platform. It's really nice to show some progress, and then to share that back out on your social media to say, I only need this much money, like just what Joe said. I only need $50 to reach my goal. That's really helpful because it motivated, a donor to help him reach his goal. So that was a perfect example of the importance of sharing updates and milestones. And use a variety of platforms to spread the word. So certainly talking about it in person, using your social media, using email, things like that, and certainly thanking participants and donors. So a personal thank you obviously goes a long way. We also are, obviously happy to thank donors. I just wanted to take a second to just share a bit about tax deductions, because that's something that many people have questions about for making a tax deductible donation to a foundation. So just to share, so donors who give directly to, if you set up like a classy fundraising page, donors will automatically get a tax deductible receipt for that donation, because they're making a direct donation to support the foundation. If you are hosting your own event, let's say that you host a bake sale and you collected cash donations, or people wrote, sent you like Venmo payments, and you raised ultimately $500 from your bake sale, and you write us a check for $500. The tax deduction goes to you as the person who wrote the check for $500, not the individual people. So certainly in something like a bake sale, I don't think anybody is really expecting a tax write-off for like a $2 brownie, right? But if they're making a significant donation, and they want to support your cause, and maybe they hand you, a donation, and they give you a $50 bill or something, that's just something to just keep in mind if that's the expectation, just so that you're managing expectations around, thanking, getting thank yous and getting tax acknowledgement. So if you are in doubt, the way to get direct tax acknowledgement for donations, they can donate through the Classy webpage. For your own fundraising page, they would still get a donation letter. They can donate directly on our Sudden Cardiac Arrest site on the donate page, or they can always write a check to the foundation. And so if it comes directly to us, then we issue the letters directly to the donors. But if it comes through a third party fundraiser, that's fine. But we just want to just be clear about that it would be the third party person who's organizing the fundraiser that gets the tax deductible letter. Just to note that. So really just, I feel like this is a lot of information, lots of tools and resources that you can digest and contemplate, but we just really want you to know that every dollar truly makes a difference to the foundation and our ability to do our work. Every conversation can help save a life. So as you're out talking about the foundation, that's raising awareness, and that's really, really impactful. And every event raises awareness. So, so collectively, I think that together as heart champions and supporters, we can certainly have a big impact. I'd love to open it up now for any questions, or for people to share ideas or thoughts or anything that would be helpful for you as we, contemplate kind of oh my gosh, sorry, my screen is going crazy. And feel welcome to unmute. There's only a few, we're a small group, so so it's okay to unmute.
Hey, Gina, this is Joe. I'll start us off. Thanks for the great presentation and incredible amount of information. So to make it easier, is it possible for us as the foundation to put together a kind of a link so that it would be easy for our heart champions on this call and others to quickly set up a fundraiser? Like, okay, so if I want to do my individual, what's the link? Here it is. If I want to do the 20 for 20, here's the link. If I want to do ready to respond, here's the link. So it's real quick and easy to do. Is that possible? And
Yeah.
also,
So, oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
and also, I don't know if we have emails for the participants in our webinar, but I think it'd be great if you could share the PowerPoint with the
Mhm.
participants of the webinar so that they could pass it on to other heart champions and other members in their community where they're advocates.
Yeah, thank
Thank
you.
you.
Absolutely. I'm happy to circulate the slides and we could certainly do that after the call. And then there is a landing page on our website. So if you go to sca-aware.org/fundraise, all of the things that I talked about are on that page. So you can choose ready to respond, click here. In memory or in honor of somebody, click here, right? So
Okay.
you can do all of that, and then all of the downloadable resources are also linked from there. So that's kind of your one-stop shop for where to get started with kind of some next steps.
Thank you.
Thanks. Okay. Well, everyone is always welcome to reach out if you think of any other questions. But feel welcome to unmute or type them in if you have any last minute questions. But while we have a couple minutes to wrap up, just a couple of upcoming dates that I wanted to flag for everybody. As I said, the Ready to Respond training week is October 12th to 18th. So we've had some great initial response to hosting an event. So right now we're collecting registrations for people who are hosting an event. We've asked for that to be submitted by August 25th. So if you're interested in hosting an event and have not yet submitted a form or need to ask me like where to find the form, feel welcome to reach out for any information that you need, because then we're going to be taking all of those events and then adding them to our website so people can see where they could go to get trained and to engage with us during that week in October. So that's kind of where we're at with the training week plans right now. But if you are considering hosting an event, please do submit your registration by August 25th so that we can make sure that we send you a box of materials. The People Saving People Award, and I'll send links to all of this as well after the call, but we are accepting nominations for that award. So those need to be in by October 31st. And then we also are accepting submissions for the Cardiac Arrest Survival video contest that we do in collaboration with the Citizen CPR Foundation. Those entries are due October 20th. We also did a webinar just on that contest a couple weeks ago with some guidance and to go through what that contest entails. So if you're interested in that, please check out that webinar as well. That's recorded and on our website too. And then just kind of a heads up, we are, actively in planning stages for some upcoming programs and activities and strategic kind of alignment with some of our future activities for the foundation. So we are going to be issuing some surveys to the community. So they're not out yet, but please do keep your eyes peeled for them. And we'd love your feedback once they are available for you to take those. So I appreciate, as always, all of your engagement and your thoughts and involvement. So we're always here to hear from you and how we can support you and how we can collaborate together. So I think we're at the end of our, I wanted to share this. So, so some final inspiration. I really like this quote: "Never doubt that a small group of thoughtful, committed citizens can change the world. Indeed, it's the only thing that ever has," from Margaret Mead. And this word cloud is actually all of the submissions from the Heart Champions from our first kickoff when I asked how you're feeling about being a Heart Champion. So I think this is a really great reminder of the enthusiasm and the passion that people bring to this work. And we're just really excited to have you as part of our community and all of your support in this effort to ultimately help save lives and raise awareness. So with that, I think that is the last slide, and I can close us out by just, thanking you again for your time and participation. My email is there. You're always welcome to reach out to me. But thank you all for your time. Joe or Lee, did you have any closing thoughts? Lee, I'm not sure if you're able to unmute now. No, okay.
No, I think you summed it up very nicely. And again, I just want to thank all of you for taking time out of your busy lives and days to participate in the webinar. And let's all work together as a team. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Joe. Thanks everybody for coming, and I hope you have a great afternoon. Bye.
Thank you.